and welcome back to Meet the Big Brander. So this is something that happens every Tuesday in the evenings. Well, I'm going to interview one of you guys that have a small business, want to come here and just share about their business, about who they are, and why they started that business. And today I'm going to have with me Meg Anderson. And Meg, I'm going to just add her quickly. Me just in a second, and then you guys can actually have the chance. And as I said, like if you guys want to participate with me, just let me know in the comments and I'll reach out to you. Hi, Meg.
Hello.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm very well, and you?
I'm good. I see you don't have load shedding
No, we're
at the
lucky.
moment.
We think Eskom's lost the switch on our state, so they'll find it
Not
again.
here.
Not yet.
It's a good thing for technology that like allows us to still do it.
Yes.
So for those who don't know you, so I would love for you to introduce yourself, Megan. Like, so what exactly do you do? What does it mean to be like the founder of a Fempreneur like South Africa? And how did it actually start it even?
So, um, I and my co-founders are launching a platform, online marketplace for female SMEs. And it started off really as seeing a need in friends and family, and after COVID and a lot of these budding artists, bloggers, and people around us, that specifically women with, fempreneurs as we call them, that look after their families or have a side hustle that they're trying to, make into a bit of income, and just them not having the right sort of support ecosystem, um, the courage, all those kind of things, just the access to and the knowledge on how to launch their businesses. And as a result, just ending up shelving it, shelving their hobby or whatever it is they're trying to start. That's where it started, yes, in a nutshell.
And I think that's amazing because I think COVID was a great reminder for a lot of us about how much we really want to be part of the community.
Mm.
And I think it also kind of pushed people to find themselves in a situation that now they're thinking, maybe I should start my own business. This way, like I cannot be rechanged, like, like no one can actually fire me. It's just me. So
Mm.
what does it mean like for like what is the organization like is doing basically? What like happens if I'm joining Fempreneurs? Like, how does it work?
So we haven't launched yet. Basically, we have just been doing sort of pre-launch awareness activities, and we are, recruiting an ecosystem of partners who will then have certain products that surrounding our marketplace will benefit everything. So I always say that we're almost the perfect case study. Me and my co-founders are the typical fempreneur who are starting from the ground up, and just all the hurdles, the SIP-C battles, and to get your those documents, and just everything that I think anyone in South Africa is going through. And to answer your question, when we launch, which we're hoping to be doing next month, end of next month, early June, we're having a beta launch next month. You will basically be able to sign up for a trial. We're going to be giving everyone certain lengths of trials just to settle in and experience it all. And you will either be able to list your company, so you'll have some people that already have an e-commerce store that just want a bit of awareness. They'll be able to list their store, or you'll be able to start from scratch and you have your own. It's basically for those people that do not have the funds, the know-how, or even the confidence to create their own e-commerce store. So they'll have their own e-commerce store, which will we've partnered with Pargo, who will have their own, be able to have your own account with Pargo for courier. And then Peach Payments we've partnered with, and they're going to have special rates for our fempreneurs for a payment gateway. And yeah, basically a community of coaches, you name it, surrounding this marketplace, giving a fempreneur anything they could possibly need, to the tools to be successful.
And I think that's amazing because I know when I started my business as also like as a foreigner in the country, I didn't really had no one to actually guide me through like, okay, what exactly is the process for when you're starting a business, like how things gonna work for you. So yes, for my luck, I come from marketing, and that's how I came to the country, and I have like the knowledge and expertise from that side. But there's a lot of things that you feel like you're falling in between the chairs. So
Mm.
those are also part of the things that you're gonna help businesses with.
Yeah, so
Like get
we'll have almost like a forum area where Fempreneurs will be able to ask questions, and we have a team of coaches, fem coaches as we call them. There's a wellness coach, there's a legal coach, there's an accounting coach, there's a business strategy coach, there's a relationships coach, someone helping you, you know, with the dynamics in your relationships you're going to be experiencing as a fempreneur. And there'll be that support where people will be able to ask questions and get that help. Yeah, look, I mean, it's we've sat there and thought, as we've come across a hurdle, we thought, okay, another fempreneur is going to need this. How can we fit this into this ecosystem? That's how we, and every single partner we're with and that we're promoting, we are using. So it's you know, it's not who's paying us the most money or anything like that to offer our services or promote them. It's we are literally using every single one of the partners on our platform that we're promoting. Yeah.
So as you're saying, so I'm assuming you also have another business, right? Because you felt those struggles and everything. So what is actually your original
Yeah.
like business?
No, well, I'm actually no,
uh,
I'm a sales and marketing manager for an Australian software company. It's not my own company. So one thing that, you know, we've also experiencing is this is a part-time thing for me, because it's stemmed from a passion to help other women. And that's the same with my co-founders and the partners I'm with. These are all women that are giving of pretty much their time just because they believe so strongly in this community and how it's going to help people. Oh, I see a tail.
yes, it's my little Elvis
Hi,
that
Albert.
decided to join the live. He tends to do it sometimes. Just want to make sure he's getting the attention.
That's fine. Airtime. No,
Tell us
so
something about you, like, so why like, where is like all of this connecting for you? Because you're coming from marketing and sales for other company. So where like do you feel that connection? Like why to do it? Because it usually comes from a much more deeper reason.
yeah, no, it is a deep reason. So it's really just I'm a helper. By nature. I like to see it. It broke my heart when I saw my friend who had these amazing products just give up her idea, when I was just like, if I have to go onto the side of the road and sell it for you, like I will, because I mean, this is a wonderful thing. It's coming from that sort of seeing, just giving people an opportunity and helping, you know. So that's where it fundamentally stems from. And I think that is what all these women feel that we have partnered with, our coaches, everything. They fundamentally want to help other people do better. It's like that the culture in this country is that we are actually helpers. We're fundamentally, like, we are survivors, we are whatever you want to call it. We team together and we help each other. It's amazing here. I don't know how well this kind of concept would work in another country. I don't know, because people genuinely here want to see each other succeed. That's the culture in this country, you know. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I think COVID very highlighted this,
Mm.
because if I look like I started my business just before COVID, and if I'll compare it like before COVID, during COVID, and after COVID, you can really see the difference
Yeah.
uh, in that like acknowledgement that you want to support each other and you want to help each other, and especially like you can see it more with females. Is
Mm.
that why you also decided to reach to like females and decided to go in that direction?
You know, it wasn't specifically it wasn't a specifically females like hard done by sort of, you know, rah women. I mean, we have in history been, you know, the downtrodden or that, but I think we've got to a point where we're actually very much on the level with men now. But I just know, like, as I say, you have these women who are juggling so many plates, they're spinning so many plates in their lives, that they do not have the time or the knowledge or the, you know, they just need some support in getting to that next level. That's where it comes from, you know.
Well,
So we're
I think that usually female are more like looking to the groups, and it's actually a conversation
yes.
that I had with like a client of mine that like that's the part of it. Because, okay, so even if I'll have a marketing consultation meeting with someone, if it's with a female, it's gonna, for example, at least gonna be like an hour and a half. That's the minimum.
Mm.
That's why I always say an hour and a half, and it always comes to 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do it with a guy, like no offense to the guys, but you're like, after an hour, I've lost them. Even in 45 minutes, that's it. With most of them, there's no way to communicate.
We
And you
do.
can fit it also with the groups, because there's more like groups that are for females
Mm.
versus males.
Yeah.
So I think it's really coming
Yeah,
from the side of,
we're naturally, I mean, they say, you know, it takes a village to support a child. You know, we are naturally more, our community sense is higher in females, and we do like to bond more on an intrinsic, you know, level. So anyway, I mean, we're just doing all we can. We you know, wherever we can see a fempreneur doing something wonderful, we want to, I'm wearing Home Times, beautiful. There's a fempreneur here in KZN, beautiful nightwear. I'm wearing it this evening. So anywhere we can give a fempreneur some kudos and promote them and help them just get some airtime, we will do it. You know, that's what we want to do.
so what type of tips you can give to someone who, let's say, starting the business or want to like do something, like make their dreams come true? Something from what you learned from the process.
So we're doing a series called Fempreneurs. So it's Fempreneurs Memoirs, which we've been getting a lot of views from, because it's basically the memoirs of a fempreneur starting up a business. Everything that we've been going through, and there's a lot of like, you know, it's my sister running, because she's one of my co-founders, running into the room and hiding from her children, trying to work from home, you know. But to answer your question, the biggest lesson. So I think it all is about you and how strongly you feel about something. If you deep down feel passionately enough about something, you are your own salesperson. You will sell that idea, and if you believe in it strong enough, and it's probably, this sounds quite cliche, but it is actually really true. You will make that happen, you know, against all odds. So, I mean, if I had to give any tips, I'd just say, you know, keep going and keep trying. And yes, you will hit pitfalls, but then hopefully there'll be something in place like a Fempreneurs platform that will give you that element of support. So you do have those bits, so you don't have to butt your head every corner you turn. But yeah, that's what, I mean, that's all I can say is you are your own salesperson. As it all depends on how passionate you are about your idea. So yeah.
No, I love it. Look, I know that one of the things that I was missing when I started the journey is that, well, none of my friends, like especially not in South Africa, were like, you know, having their own business.
Mm.
So now, and I always say, like, I was living in my own la la land thinking that, like, oh, like everything gonna happen so fast. What do you mean? It's gonna just be like a matter of like a month or two and that's it. Um, but if you have the right support group and you really believe in what you do, then like it's really doable, like to
Yeah.
make your dreams come true. Because I think like being entrepreneur is like being on a roller coaster. You're up and you're down, but without the right support group and without, as you say, like believe in what you really do and have that determination in you and that motivation not to give up, I think will be like very tough to stay in, like.
It's, look, everyone's going to have their hard knocks, and no first business is necessarily successful. But I mean, if you have the community to help you and potentially the advisors and coaches to say, hey, you know, we'd be doing it this way if we were you, or just that, having that sounding board of people, of a community where, you know, you can get that support. Maybe there wouldn't be so many first time failures and that sort of thing. So, you know, there's always hope, and that's all we're trying to do, is give hope and give these women a platform to try and be successful.
I think I really think it's amazing because
Well, thank you.
I
Yeah.
always say, like, if you work the right way, and the fact that you guys are providing like different coaches from different, like, let's call it like different sectors or segments, that can come and give you the advice to help you to make sure that you're doing the journey the right way. Because I think a lot of businesses don't have the right foundation for the business. And then they're on a survival mode constantly, right? Trying to get enough money to cover their expenses. So that's why I think that it's amazing that you can give them different point of views from different type of coaches. So if someone want to join, like how it's going to work, so you can
So
invite
we're
them as
going to
well with
actually
you
be having,
guys.
we've got a, I mean, we'll include, I'll share this with you, be able to include the, you know, our link tree, which has got of our, so basically we're going to have different elements of the platform for different kinds of people. This is also this is something that isn't, I don't think, well, it's not done in America, in South Africa, is when many countries, I don't think, we're going to have a network of not just, you know, sellers like merchants, like your typical selling items or goods or businesses. We're going to have writers and artists, so people that are bloggers, that are artists who haven't been discovered necessarily. We're going to have a whole team of, you know, influencers are going to be promoting the platform for like a recurring incentive. So there's going to be this whole network of people. And to answer your question, you basically will be having a launch in end of June. We'll be having a grand launch after our beta testing period, and people will be able to sign up and go down those different journeys. So a writer will sign up as a writer and have their own little area where they'll be able to publish their work and have their own little store and sell it. Artists too will be able to exhibit their art, create a name for themselves more, and then potentially sell their art too. So yeah, it'll all be
It's going to be like an online platform thing. That's how you join it. Like it's like most of the stuff going to be like as an online platform.
Yes, it's going to be an online. It's an online marketplace. So it's a website. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. I like that idea. So any like I'll take it from a different side so people will get to know you a bit. Any like recommendation maybe for a podcast or an interesting book that you read recently or listen if it's a podcast that you want to recommend us? Not necessarily about business, because I like to listen to podcasts around spirituality.
I must be
But
honest.
most of them in Hebrew.
I haven't got anything actually at the moment that I have been listening to or reading. It's been my you know, with a full-time job and then a side hustle like this, there is not very much time to spend on. Although having said that, I have been following a lot of the, I mean, I follow you on, I've been following a lot of the, I've had to literally teach myself a lot of social media marketing, the hacks, the Instagram, you know, just learning as I go. So a lot of the podcasts, like watching you and things like that. So to answer your question, yes, there's you. I love following you. I have been enjoying, there are a lot of these female platforms, that training platforms, and you featured recently on Future Females. So I enjoy watching their stuff too. So yeah, I mean, look, it's what do they say? Fake it till you make it. And I literally have been faking it because I mean, I'm marketing and sales, but not in social media. It's a totally different, it's more SaaS, software as a service marketing and sales. So it's not very much social media. So this has been a totally different experience for me, but it's been very exciting. I've actually really enjoyed doing my little reels and, you know.
No, I can resonate with you. Look, I came from corporate, and when you work in corporate and you do the marketing, you always have a team and a team, and especially when it's like a global company. So it's not just you being the marketing, it's a team from different places on the world.
Yeah.
So I remember when I started my business, I had not much clue about like, okay, how am I going to get sales on Instagram? When people were saying, what do you mean I'm getting sales on Instagram? So I was like, okay, maybe I'm missing something, and I'm a marketing person and I have a degrees in marketing. I'm like, okay, what's happening? So I do resonate with you, the journey, but I personally love it. That's why I'm teaching today social media. That's what I do. I teach brand building on social media. So that's the beauty of it. So it is nice to learn it, and there's always new things coming up.
It's
But if you guys, by the way, for those of you who watch this, and you maybe have a recommendation for a good podcast that you listen to in different topics,
mm,
or maybe an interesting book that you read, I would love to hear. Like I know I'm trying to listen to different podcasts in also Hebrew and also English, like from different marketing people and a lot about spirituality. Thanks to load shedding, I've listened to many podcasts until I got my UPS.
goodness, I can imagine. No, I mean, to answer your question, it's been mainly just my eyes glued. My screen time on my phone is gone up big time, just watching Instagram, like experts and stuff like that. But I mean, to answer, I mean, I have not read. I read all the time, but it's nothing really. It's more like an escapism read. So,
Like what? Share. Maybe I'll want to read.
well, the one I'm reading at the moment is called "All the Things She Sees," and it's the most bizarre book. It's actually um, quite popular at the moment, and it's about this woman. It's a really weird concept, and she can see people's feelings. So if you're feeling anxious at the moment, she can see over your shoulder and see that you're feeling very anxious at the moment. You've got this monster behind you, and it's an anxious monster. It's bizarre, but I'm escaping
Sounds
that.
interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, no.
But I wanted to ask, so you're saying you're learning now, like on, for example, on different social media, and you come from marketing. So what are the, like, let's say, one of the last things, like, or most important thing you learn about this from your journey? Because it is interesting. You're coming from marketing and sales, and a lot of people don't always connect what is exactly like marketing, and marketing have lots of hats. So, like, what have you learned like through that now that you actually gonna even maybe use in your role at the moment? Not necessarily
So
just
I've always been very good at identifying synergies, like partnerships, places where I can see a good partnership. I've always been very good at identifying that. And I don't know if that's so much marketing, but it's just something I've always been, if I can see that two people are going to, be benefiting each other, or two companies be benefiting each other from a relationship, I'm very good at identifying that, I think, through my past experience. Yeah, and I mean, it's just amazing to, we've been playing around with the odd, meta ad and, boosting and all of that stuff. I mean, that is just another, I mean, that's one of the things, like, these Fempreneurs are terrified of it. And I get it. These new people, like, they're learning. It's very scary and very overwhelming. I mean, I've had like a
although I
crash
don't
course.
recommend to do it from the beginning. Okay, so like for those of you who watch us, like if you don't have a solid foundation for a business, don't do paid marketing.
No.
Which I actually have a free session about it next week on Thursday.
Oh,
Free
okay.
session about organic marketing versus paid marketing
Okay,
for
I'm
those who want.
going to definitely
Now
come
you
watch
just
that.
reminded me.
I'm going to definitely come watch that. But one thing I did realize that experiment we've done lately is we've had this, and I want to call it trending. That's not really trending, but something that has been trending for us is the definition of a fempreneur. We actually got a lot of likes on it, and Instagram was like, "Oh, you should boost this. Pay 250 rand and boost it." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Let me see what's 250 rand." I tell you, we have had about 450 new followers in the last 4 days, to just because of that definition. The fempreneur, or I should know it off by heart, but it's a woman that starts her own business, as well as looking after her codependents, which are, your children, pets, or even pot plants, and will continue to support her peers. And people love that. And, I think it's just because they resonate with it. And, like, they absolutely love it. And it's such a simple thing. So I think that a real tip, I mean, in my very, 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 very limited experience, is find something that people resonate with. Like, people, if they resonate with something, they're going to like what you're doing and almost hopefully follow you. I mean, that's something I've learned, a big thing.
So I think with this, I think it's a combination. So we need to remember that people buy from people, and people buy from people they trust and they've built a relationship with. And in order for you to build that relationship, it's not just for you to find something your audience resonate with, it's for also you to resonate with what the audience you're aiming to resonate with. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of a combination, because if I have something that I resonate with, and then I find the audience that also resonate with, that's how we can build that connection. That's how we can build that relationship. Because by building that relationship, you're gaining trust. Gaining trust, they're going to be loyal to your brand and your best brand ambassadors.
Mm.
And that's the thing. It's to find that right audience that you both can connect with each other.
Yeah.
Which is super
Yeah.
important. And for everyone, you have an audience, by the way. So it's not like just like everyone can find their own audience. But I think that's very, like, it's a good point to find something that your audience will resonate with. But I think it's also important to understand that you also need to resonate, because if you don't, if I'll
Oh
go to
no.
your previous tip, about, like, love what you do and believe in what you do, that it's this.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. No, you're right. Oh, lots
So
to.
what we can wish you, so you're saying you're gonna launch it like in, like, the big launch will be in the end of June. So I would recommend for people to follow you guys here on Instagram. On which other platform they also can find
It's
you?
so Instagram and Facebook. We've got we're a bit scared of TikTok, quite frankly. Well, I am.
Don't be,
I haven't ventured there yet. uh,
don't be, it's very easy.
okay, well, maybe I must come and do a one-on-one with you, and you can teach me,
With
because I'm a bit
pleasure.
scared of it. But
10
yeah,
minutes
and then
and you're learning TikTok.
can you imagine? And then we have the odd video on YouTube, but mainly Instagram and Facebook, and it's just fempreneurs.sa for both of them. At fempreneurs.sa. Yeah.
So a little tip about YouTube for you and for those watchers. If you guys are already creating Reels videos for Instagram, you can take the same video and put it on YouTube as a YouTube Shorts.
Can
That's
you?
automatically gonna give you a nice exposure. Yes. So
Oh
I
wow.
can say that I don't always have the power to create videos for my YouTube, and I take my short videos, and my views jumped. I think I'm around like 200,000 views. And
Wow.
it's also
Okay.
thanks to YouTube Shorts. So if you guys are already creating here, if you have a Gmail account, automatically you have a YouTube account, and that's a nice way to increase, again, exposure.
Lovely. Thank you. Top
Pleasure.
tips, hey? Top tips from the best. Look at us go.
Yes. But that's how you do it. That's why I love the fact that you guys are doing something like this, because I think it's so important to really help a business. Like, I know that I was definitely missing it. Like, for some of my friends who joined the journey of entrepreneurs, it was easy for them, because, like, I already met the networking groups. I already met, like, like, learn the different steps. So then, like, I can guide someone else, but no one was there to guide me. And that's
Yes.
why I really love the fact that you guys are doing it. And it's also coming, like, as a full package. Like, it's like, as you said, like an online platform thing that they can reach, like, and connect with different coaches. And also, I'm assuming, networking as well with each other, right? From the
Yes.
different industries.
Yes. So we'll
So what
have
would you like us to, sorry?
sorry,
No.
we'll have an area for we've partnered with Recruit My Mom, who is a wonderful I don't know if you've heard of her. Philippa's created an amazing platform. She's based in Joburg, and it's Recruit My Mom. It's a recruitment platform for, well, I think it started as women that were coming back from maternity leave and that sort of thing, and helping them find employment. So we will actually have their online sort of, you'll be able to find jobs through them, and our merchants will be able to post jobs through them too. So it's kind of all full circle, creating, jobs and all sorts of things. So it's very exciting, and we're going to be launching it in stages, but the main sort of focal launch for now is the marketplace with the coaches and that. But that'll be, I'll invite you to that live launch.
I would love to.
Yeah.
I would love to. So what would you like us to wish you? Like,
Yes. Just wish us a good launch of this platform, because it's the typical, it's so funny, I work for a software company, and it's the typical sales and marketing person versus development. The sales and marketing people, like, promise the world, and the devs sit there and go, but the this isn't possible and this isn't, but how are we going to code this? So, you know, it's a lot of that. It'll be fine, but there's a lot of that going on at the moment where we have to sort of make sure that we're realistic with what we're saying. And yeah, so yes, please wish us a good, successful launch.
Well, I can definitely resonate with everything you're saying about the marketing and stuff. That's why I used to join a lot to the sales team. So I cannot come with like big ideas. But lucky for me, one of my managers always used to say, don't ever say no. I don't care about the no. We can figure it out after the yes. But just come and say things as they are and what you want to. And I love that. Like I always take it with me because like everything you want, you can figure it out. So that's amazing. I cannot wait for you guys to launch your platform.
Thank you.
And I would definitely would love to support you guys in everything you need and also to share it here with my community because I think it's amazing what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
And I'm sure it's going to be okay. Even if in the start it goes like this, I think for every business, but it's a key learning.
Yeah, I'll be able to give you all my top tips and my Fempreneurs about the, and we will, I'll be in touch and just share updates with you. Thank you so much for your time and for this platform. You're doing wonderful things for Fempreneurs too. You're exposing them to people. That's wonderful. So, you know.
I did from the same reason that you. I love helping. This is my purpose in life, to help. And I love seeing when others making their dreams come true. I love to see the success, even when some of them are actually having better results versus me on social media. And I'm like, I just thought you like, look at this.
There you go.
But I like it's happy. So thank you so much for being with me today, Meg. Any last thing you want to say before we end it?
Just the more people that follow and share us and like us and all of that, the more successful we'll be and the bigger we'll be, and you know, and the more people will be supporting our Fempreneurs. I mean, that's what's going to make or break this platform, is the support of people participating on this platform. That's the make or break. So yeah, that's what we ask.
So join our community, because we need it together. Community can only succeed like if we do things together, and that's why we need each and every one of us to join and support in their own way.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Have a lovely evening. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.